Good morning, everyone. It's April Fool's Day, and I got the 3 girls. I'm going to try to do a little, probably more talking, which surprisingly some of you seem to really like, but also I guess it'll always serve as a historical chronicle for me if I'm ever brave enough to listen to what I have to say. But anyway, I've got all 3 girls here. They're doing great in perfect harmony, but right there, our retired fighting dog, Shaq. Please witness the right side of her face if I show it at another point. And I shouldn't even laugh about it, and some of you guys will think that this is irresponsible. But we've actually, I just somehow feel like maybe you never ever let your guard down. Come on, guys. But I feel like we maybe turned the corner. Willow just seems to be getting increasingly mellow and good. And again, these girls have never disliked each other, so that's already an asset. But what happened yesterday, which I shouldn't, again, I'm not laughing, so please don't, I mean, I was, but I don't take it. But I think this is the kind of thing anyone with multiple dogs is going to have happen. And it was human error, again, but it was a different error. So, in other words, it wasn't the kind of error that I would ever make with Staffords anymore. So, that's why it didn't end up with catastrophic consequences, in my opinion. But anyway, I had given them each a trachea. And even though Obi sometimes doesn't like his food, he's always protects it. And so we never feed the dogs together. We feed them separately. Sorry, I'm going to have to be very cautious doing this video because I'm going down lots of rocky and rough terrain. So this is a new attempt. But anyway, what happened is someone came over, and again, it's human error, and this was more my fault in a way, but it was still also Al's fault because I would have never left the room the way he did. Somebody came over, and Obi's a natural watchdog, and I had given everybody a trachea, and Shaq, of course, inhaled hers and finished it sooner, and Obi was still working on his. He's always the slowest, and only those 2 were in the room together. And I do that lots because they never, ever attempt to take each other's phones, unless, of course, what happened yesterday when somebody came up because Obi's a Doberman, and Al rushes out there to see the guy because he's loud, and that's just the way he is. Hey, buddy, kind of thing. And so Obi goes to the window to try to see what's going on, being the Doberman that he is, and apparently Shaq went to get his trachea, and I heard a scuffle. And Obi, again, the thing about Obi that I do know my dogs, and the minute I yelled, hey, it just ceased immediately, and everybody was fine, and I went out there, and the trachea was vacant, laying there, and okay, good dogs, Willie. She's being real good because she knows I fall here sometimes. Well, I haven't fallen in a long time. Also make light of that. But anyway, I'm cautious to go slow, and Willow's really good about it because it's a steep angle. Anyway, the point is that then I thought it was fine, but because they stopped whatever was happening with Shaq and Obi. But then I looked, and later Shaq did have a bite on the side of her cheek. So Shacky, you're looking like a retired fighting dog with your ear from Willow, your fentanyl patch still visible from the. Really, that altercation was serious, and I can't overestimate it enough, and I'm really trying to drill in Al's head that it just simply can never happen again because we can't live with a dog who would cause those kinds of fights. But suddenly I think Willow's getting better. Maybe Al's finally taking it serious. I don't know. Anyway, that's that. And so she's totally fine. And I think what is different is my anxiety over something like that is pretty minimal because multiple dog homes, you once in a while might have a scuffle. And that's not totally abnormal. But what is tough is you can't allow it at all amongst bullies because it just won't stop. Whereas Obi, being the Doberman that he is and the great dog that he is, he's never going to, like, he's been involved with watching multiple other fights and never jumped in, thank God. But anyway, so now I want to talk a little about something else, guys. I'm thinking this morning about, I think a bunch of you know that Alita left for Germany, which is so sad to lose that member of the team. And hopefully we'll still have a couple. I'm so grateful for Elvis's owner because Elvis is now a new champion. Shaz does Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love, one of my favorite names besides Shaq. And they're going to, I think I'm going to hook up Daisy so I can try to talk better in video at the same time. Just a minute here, Dookie. Good girl. Anyway, they're going to try to or they are letting Elvis go to the national show with a handler. So at least I've got Elvis and Daisy, and hopefully, very much hopefully, Jose. Tavish, if you're listening, I don't think you're going to let me down, because poor Tavish is off his feet for a bit because he had an injury, but he lives close, and I think he's figuring out a way we're going to get Jose to the show, which previously would have been Amy, but now Emma's got a little limp, and so at least one night Amy probably isn't going to make it because her daughter has a drumming event, so now that she can't take Emma, but I'm thinking hopefully she'll go other days. Anyway, we should have a good showing at the Nationals. I'm actually judging sweepstakes for the first time judging, and I've talked to some people and they're like, oh, it doesn't make you nervous at all. Well, to me, I'm as nervous as could possibly be. All right, guys, let's go this way. Because like everything I do, I just want to do a really good job with it. And I think it's going to be very hard to judge multiple dogs, but I've taken as much preparation as I'm sure more than most people do to judge sweepstakes, but I've never claimed to be an authority on the breed after just 13 years in it. Thankfully, I've sponged off my mentors who have 50 years, and I've learned a lot. But anyway, I want to share with you guys too some things about thinking about Daisy. At this point, I'm so in love with Daisy that if somehow some of her health tests, like her hips or something, didn't turn out and I couldn't breed her, I would be so devastated. And it would have to be pretty bad, like, to not breed her. Like, you can definitely breed with, like, bare hips or even probably worse, although I've never had worse. And I don't anticipate that problem. And she's already cleared for her other tests for the breed. Oh, except for the elbows, but I'll test that too. So assuming, because that's a new test for our breed. But anyway, assuming all those come in, but it'll be a heartbreak or something if she's not fertile, because at this point I can't have another dog and I don't want to get out of the breed, but I'll never ever place Daisy. It's just a done deal now. It would be me getting out of the breed, at least for a long time. I'd still follow it and learn about it, but I wouldn't be able to show or breed, and so my great lines would be kind of coming to an end. Hopefully, if Cassie, here, come on guys, if Rose is pregnant, Cassie's dog, beautiful Rose. This way, girls. Shaqy, we're going to go this way. I know, Shaq, it's a big hill. It's a big hill, Shaqy. We go up the big hill. This way, guys. But, so that's what I'm thinking about. And, I mean, the thing is I do want to stay in it because, like I say, I really believe that we've been making great contributions to the breed. Despite everything, Asher had a clean sweep win this last weekend at the show in Vallejo, which was awesome. Here, guys, come on. This video is getting terrible because I was going to tell you guys some interesting stuff, but I think I'm going to have to stop because they're just getting hot. And come on, guys, come on. And I can't walk because Shaq is stopping. We're getting into it's supposed to be 80 again today here in April 1st, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm going to have to stop because they need me to keep them guiding forward. So anyway, what I was going to tell you guys is look at them. I mean, these are incredibly gorgeous dogs, and I had some horrifically jealous competitors. Asher won not only a 4-day sweep, but he actually got a Terrier Group 2 and 2 owner-handled Group 1s, and that brings the haters to the real forefront there because they actually went on. I didn't even read it to my credit, but a couple friends told me that they went on to their posts and said, there's a lady in California ruining the breed, you guys, with these gorgeous freaking dogs. I mean, Asher, there is nothing. If you read that standard, Asher fits every single aspect except the height and weight, of which he's just a couple pounds more than the standard weight. He's 42 pounds. Sometimes he's even as low as 41 pounds if he's really leaned out. And again, I want to remind everyone, when the English judges were asked a couple years ago on the phone, a friend asked them and let Dana, my mentor, hear it, how much should a 16-inch male weigh? They said between 40 and 43 pounds. And Asher doesn't even weigh 43 pounds. And you can tell from looking at the shows, he's nowhere near the dominant dog. He's well boned, just like the standard calls for. It's probably more bone than you know, I would normally want to see. But again, that hasn't prevented Asher's agility by any means. He's a gorgeous dog that meets every aspect of the standard almost when you read it. And he's, again, nothing in the standard talks about neck. I see Daisy sees something there, so I got to get her away from there because we don't want any snakes. Come on this way. Anyway, yeah, he's got a little bit of loose skin around his neck, but that also isn't in the standard and stuff. And he's just a beautiful freaking dog. And so today's muzzle style is a little more like Elvis's. Elvis has the perfect head for today's times, which is great. And Asher's just got a little more, but he's got that punishing, beautiful underjaw and head that a lot of old timers love to see. So whatever, they're hideous people. He's got the golden temperament too. All these dogs do, even Willow. And she's got a little bit more of the projected with other dogs temperament, predicted, I mean. But as far as the rest of their Stafford temperament goes, it's just confident, beautiful. And when you look around the ring, you're seeing these hideous examples with horrible temperaments. And so where I'm just going with that is I'm super proud of these dogs, and the haters, the more we win, the worse they're going to hate. And to think that anyone could say that these dogs here are ruining the breed, when in fact everyone knows that the standard, it always causes problems, but some people want to see the standard height raised. A lot of English people do, because they said it was lowered, which is true, and the weight stayed the same and made for a heavier duty dog. But here in the U.S., and even the English acknowledge this in the book I'm reading again and again called The Show Stafford, they acknowledge that it would be more like the American Pit Bull Terrier if we raised the height and kept the weight the same. So the truth is this is a beautiful show dog, and if you don't compromise anything and you get these beautiful heads, you still get agility, you still get strength, you're going to have a dog that weighs more. And everyone acknowledges that too, that the entire show ring would disappear if we tried to make all the dogs conform. Now there are dogs that fit the height and weight standard that are 16 inches 38 pounds, or for bitches 16 inches and up to 34 pounds. And honestly, right there, Willow's mom and dad fit the standard. They're two of the only dogs I know that carry the beauty, the strong but powerful for their size, and still fit the standard height and weight. I do know many that fit it, and then they're what they call shelly. They have no depth to their chest, no width like the standard calls for. And here, guys, this way. Come on, everybody. I'm going to turn it off in a minute, but anyway, I'm pontificating. But so they squeeze. They say they're so proud that their dogs meet the height and weight standard, and then they're shit dogs. Pardon my French, that might get bleeped out. But basically, they end up like I say, no width or depth, definitely not strong and powerful for their size, no underjaw, and looking like some unknown terrier, totally lacking breed type. So I say yay for these beautiful dogs, and F all the people that have no idea what I'm trying to do, because obviously one of the reasons I kept Daisy, and I'll never tell the haters this because I don't want them to know how much I know about the direction I'm going, but one of the reasons I kept Daisy is I thought she would be a more moderate size, in addition to having a beautiful pump handle tail and gorgeous ears and keeping that beautiful front and tight feet, which is something Asher also has in spades, of course, compared to some of the flat-footed terrible specimens out there. And maybe they meet the height and weight too, with their tails up over their back and no underjaw. Anyway, I'm going on and on. All right, that's it. Let's get here the angriest you'll ever hear me. I hope everyone has a wonderful April Fool's Day. Bye.